suporta ng Kongreso sa bahaging ito. Ano po ang stand ng PSA dito, Mr. President?
Senator Marcoleta, bigyan ko lang ho kayo ng mabilis na update. Ang the Digital National ID po ay nakapag-issue na ng 88 million na unique digital ID. Kaya ho, halos lahat ng tao po ay meron na pong e-digital ID or yung nasa cellphone po. At yan po naman ang ginagamit na ngayon sa buong mundo. In fact, nag-release lang po ang Amerika ng digital passport. Nakita ko lang ho sa news. No? So talagang papunta na ho doon. So andito ho ang ating national statistician at pinangako niya ho sa akin na within the week ho, meron na kayong physical ID na papadala. Digital pala, digital ID.
Opo, pero yung tinatanong ko, yung pong mungkahi ni DILG Secretary John B. Cremulya na DILG po mag-i-implement. Paano po yun? Mawawala na po ba yung, wala pong objection ng agency sa...
Actually, napag-usapan ho namin yan ng DILG Secretary at meron ho siyang ganun na plano. Pero mas maganda ho, ang suggestion ko, since ang national ID na ho natin ay way in advance. In fact, almost complete na ho yung kanyang operations at full-blown operations na rin ho. Mas maganda na mag-usap po yung DILG para ma-expand yung application. Ito kasi yung application ng DILG is for crime prevention and of course peace and order activities na pwede naman po gamitin yung existing database. No? Mag-usap na lang ho muna ngayon dahil nandyan na po yung ating national ID.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po sa panahon na inyong ibinigay sa akin. Salamat po.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, for this last round, Mr. President, we will recognize our distinguished colleague, our Senate President Pro Temp, Senator Panfilo Lacson.
Our Senate President Pro Tempore, Senator Panfilo Lacson, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Napakahaba nitong aking ginawa na aking mga staff, pero narinig ko yung parinig nyo kanina na ang susunod dito, Department of Agriculture. So parang paparinig kayo na tapusin itong DBCC. So iiksiyan ko na lang po. Sa halip na sa inyo ako humingi ng paumanin, sa staff ko na lang ako hihingi ng paumanin na hindi ko gagamitin lahat yung kanilang materials. Anyway, nabanggit ko na rin kanina na we're giving you full trust and confidence na maganda yung lalabas sa ating Senate version ng ating GAB. So, having said that, Mr. President, are you familiar with the National Budget Memorandum number 153? Ito po yung in-issue ng DBM in preparation for the crafting of the, no, not crafting, but in preparation of the budget call.
The budget call po.
2026.
The National Budget Memorandum number 153, National Budget Call for Fiscal Year 2026.
Yes, and this was issued last December 27, 2024.
Correct,
Kasi
Mr.
nga po yung budget call started in January of 2025.
Yes, tama po.
So, ang unang tanong ko po is, ano yung detailed process followed by the DBM in the preparation of the budget call? Kindly walk us through, Mr. President. Paano na pinaprioritize? Kasi may mga competing demands ito. Ang narinig ko noon, sinasabi ng DBM, umabot ng mahigit 10 trillion yung submissions ng mga agencies. Ang ceiling natin nasa mga 6.7. So, paano nagpa-prioritize yung DBM sa pagpipili ng mga items,
Opo.
mga PAPs?
Actually, tinanong ko rin ho sila nito, Senator Lacson, during the initial phase of the Senate budget process. So, January, meron silang budget fora. So, nagkakaroon ho sila ng mga consultations with different agencies and CSOs. Tapos, January to March, the first quarter, meron citizens engagement na ginagawa rin ho sila. January, at the same time, yung program budgeting ginagawa. Ito po yung pinakamahalaga. Sa March, pinapasubmit na po yung mga agencies ng Tier 2 proposals. And then, April to June, budget hearing and review, internal to ng DBM, pinapatawag po lahat ng mga agencies. June is the consolidation, validation, confirmation, and then also in the month of June, submission or presentation to the President. So yun po yung budget process po ng DBM.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yung one of the top priorities, ito yung, I believe there are 4 aims, di po ba, no? Yung number 1, manage the lingering effect of inflation, like yung high food prices, increasing fuel prices, among others, no? Para ma-safeguard yung purchasing power of the Filipino people. So, ano yung mga PAPs, ano yung para ma-manage yung lingering effect ng or effects ng inflation? Ano yung mga programs or yung mga budget items directly targeting or addressing the inflationary pressures, Mr. President?
Since ang pinakamalaking component po ng inflation ay rice and food, so yun po yung mga binibigyan po ng budget to mitigate the effects of inflation. No? So for example po, yung mga programa po sa Department of Agriculture related to rice production as well as rice productivity. And that at the same time, meron din po mga targeted programs. For example po, yung AIC sa DSWD na pwede pong gamitin kung merong biglaan pagtaas ng presyo ng pagkain. Across different agencies, meron rin pong mga tawag ko shock absorber programs. Tulad po sa DOTR, meron sila yung pantawid pasada na pwede nilang gamitin pag tumaas naman po yung fuel prices. So ito po yung mga ilan sa mga programa para maging shock absorber pag tumataas po ang mga presyo.
Thank you for the response, Mr. President. How about the adverse impacts ng weakening peso? Paano ito ma-address sa ating 2026 budget proposal?
I was conferring with the DOF. Pagdating po sa currency, hindi po ina-address po ito through fiscal policy. They address it through the monetary policy, which is under the purview of the BSP. So doon po nila ina-address to, nag-intervene minsan kung talagang kailangan mag-intervene. But a matter of policy, it's really a free market activity po pagdating sa currency.
So, ang ibig sabihin yung General Appropriations Act in yung national budget has nothing to do with addressing the impacts of the weakening peso? Yung ba yung implication?
Sa fiscal policy po, wala. Wala po tayong a specific program addressing the effects of the peso. Whether it's weakening or strengthening, wala pong ganun. It's really through the monetary policy, using the resources of the BSP. Doon ho nila ina-address.
Okay. Thank you for the education, Mr. President. About yung second aim, no? Support infrastructure investments given its multiplier effect in boosting the Philippine economy. Ano po yung ginagawa natin in the preparation of the 2026 sa budget call?
Ang target ho talaga ng administration ay to maintain at very least 5% of GDP ang infrastructure spending ho natin. Pero napag-usapan rin ho kahapon na dahil po nag-realign at nagbawas po tayo sa DPWH, nabawasan po ang ating infrastructure spending to 4.7 of GDP. Yun po ang naging effect nung paglipat po ng pondo ng flood control.
Yes, in relation to the budget, what specific infrastructure projects or sectors, like sa transport, digital connectivity, irrigation, etc. Ano yung naka-prioritize do sa ating 2026 budget proposal para yung makuha yung high multiplier effects para sa job creation, productivity, as well as inclusive growth, Mr. President?
Ang pinakamataas pong multiplier in terms of gross value added will be construction and infrastructure. So doon pa rin po, we maintain that investment in infrastructure, albeit nga ho, hindi na ho siya 5%. And then second will be education. Yan po isa sa pinakamataas na multiplier effect pagdating po sa gross value added. So yan naman po ay lumaki. In fact, we're hitting 4.5% of GDP under the Senate proposal. The third will be agriculture, Mr. President. So yan rin ay malaki rin po ang inilagay ho natin sa agriculture sector para po ma-realize ho natin yung multiplier effect po ng agriculture.
Thank you. Sige,
Ito po yung top 3 na industries and sectors.
Thank you. Ipasarap na natin yung number 3, sustain the government's efforts to digitalize public financial management to boost bureaucratic efficiency and drive effective and transparent service delivery. Ano naman po yung nandiyan sa ating NEP, sa ating budget proposal para ma-sustain ito?
Opo. Actually, kanina na-mention ko po na in the budget proposal, meron ho tayong 87 billion cut across different agencies pagdating po sa ICT and digitalization-related expenses. So, ang pinakamalaki po obviously will be DICT at 15 billion. DepEd was also malaki po ang investment natin dyan, 16 billion. The DOF, kasama na ho dyan ang BIR and BOC will be at 5.6 billion. Judiciary, actually, malaki rin ang push for digitalization at 6.3 billion. So, pag tinignan ho natin yung theme ng 2026 budget, malaki hong bahagi will be digitalization efforts.
And it's also geared towards interoperability,
Yes.
Yung
Yes,
data
po.
sharing, kasi importante among the different agencies, not only government, but pwede rin mag-cross sa private sector, di po ba?
Correct. Yung bago po bago po mag-propose ang agencies sa DBM, kailangan ho sila kumuha ng certification from DICT to yung ISSP. And then I understand that DICT makes sure that yung mga binibiling software, binibiling mga hardware are all interoperable para hindi iba-iba po yung sistema na ginagamit po ng mga ahensya. Meron ng, kumbaga may prescribed standards na po ang binibigay ang DICT.
Thank you. And then the fourth, yung last one, create a more inclusive and balanced development landscape across the country by striking a balance on the geographical budgetary needs of rural or urban areas in the regions, aside from the National Capital Region, while enabling our local counterparts through... Ito, napaka-importante po nito. Ito yung nagbibigay ng importansya sa ating mga regional development councils. And I have always been an advocate of, yung bottoms up, na kailangan lahat ng development plans natin talagang dapat manggaling sa countryside, sa mga local development councils. Ano na bang percentage ngayon ng share ng nanggagaling sa mga local development councils o sa ating national expenditure program? Kasi dati, alam ko, nasa mga 20% lang eh. And I was always, calling out DBM, bakit ang liit ng binibigay na importance sa mga local development councils. Eh sila dapat yung backbone ng ating development. Nasaan na tayo ngayon po? Anong percent na?